Right, good morning, guys. It's a cloudy Saturday morning. I sound a bit rough actually, but I did get a good night's rest. It's just, I guess I've just woken up late today. So, I thought I'll do a slightly different plant update today, because what I've been doing is the last couple of months on and off, I've been talking about plants and showcasing my watering routine, etc., which I'm going to do today later in the day. But I thought today I'll do a little plant update, my March plant update based on the plants in my bedroom really. Most of these are air purifying plants, and I'm also waiting for a couple more plants to be delivered from House of Kojo today. So yeah, let's quickly talk about plants. But before that, I'm gonna take a sip of my new coffee. That's decent actually. So I've got a couple of different plant projects going on at the moment. First of all, I got the plants in my bedroom. These are fairly small, one or two big ones, air purifying plants. I got cactuses, aloes, etc. Then I've got a bit of a mad collection in the living room, which is sort of thinning out at the moment because, as per my mum, doesn't really look after them properly, so she's been killing a couple of those. So I've been rescuing them. At the moment, I had a golden photos, which actually has been grown up to this big from the ground. Not too sure what's happened. All the leaves have caught something, and they are dying out. So I need to literally scrap that plant, take all the dead leaves out, remove any dead roots, and I'm gonna literally make cuttings throughout the plant and then grow it from scratch to see what it would turn out to be really. And then I've got a mad collection in my school classroom, which I'm sure you've seen before. I'm gonna put some pictures up in a minute. That's actually going really well, so I can't really complain about that, because my classroom is like a greenhouse because it's got a south facing window, and yeah, it works really well, and the temperature is constantly anywhere between 22 to 25 degrees depending on the radiator and the weather. But normally during winter time it's about 22 degrees. When it comes to summer it's about 30. It's just really bad for a classroom, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's how it works. Now I'm also looking forward to a delivery that's coming either tomorrow or Monday, which is going to have 3 new plants. I got myself a new parlor palm, a small one, because my one sort of died out. Always like to have a palm. I've also got myself my new Ficus Elastica Ruby, so that's the pink ones. I'm looking forward to having that in either my room or my living room, I'm not too sure. Let's start with the little one. So here, I think this is a Devil's Ivy Golden Photos, but not a variegated version. Someone gave me a cutting. It had 3 leaves when I got it. They died out, and I've got 1 leaf right now. I've got a soil mix, which is orchid bark, usual houseplant soil, perlite, and then coca-cola as well. So it's a very balanced, well-draining mix, and it seems to be working well for all my plants. So I've been using this for the last 3 years now, and it seems to be working well. So yeah, that's that. I've got this Hawthornia Rex, I believe. I'm not very good with scientific names, but this is another aloe. I've got 2 of these actually. The first one it did die, but then I took parts of it and propagated it. So this is the smaller one. This started off like this big and eventually grew. And I've had this for about 2 years now. Lovely plant. Moving on to my next one. This cactus is actually absolutely gorgeous. This was done from a cutting, because I've got 3 of the large versions of this in my kitchen, and a small leaf fell off. I thought, let me see if it will propagate from there, and it has. This has been growing for about 2 years now. It's a very slow growing plant, but there we go, that's that. Now let's move on to something slightly bigger, because I actually had to, this is being filmed from our windowsill, so I had to move something off the windowsill in order to get the camera there. So this is my banana plant, so the canna. Now you can see that this has grown quite a lot, because if I take it out of the pot is actually really solid. I can barely squeeze it, so it is getting a bit root bound, but I don't want it to actually grow any bigger than this, because I actually like it on my windowsill. So yeah, it's this hasn't been watered in about 4 days time, so I might actually water it after this video. Let's put this back. So those are some of the mini plants. Now let's go back to this. actually. Not too sure what this is called. It's lovely. I like it. Just reminds me of Shrek ears if you look closely. So I've kept this in my bedroom window. It used to be on my table, but it got moved afterwards. Then I have this little one over here. This again started off as quite a big plant, but then sort of died. Got rid of all the leaves and came back alive. So yeah, there we go. That's that. Now let's put these to one side and move on to our orchids. I've got 3 orchids in my bedroom. These are off season right now. They normally start blooming about late March, early April. One of them blooms twice a year actually. I don't know why that does that, but yeah, I'm not an expert in orchids. This is basic really. Orchids on orchid bark. I water it once every 2 weeks. Once a month I fertilize it with a special orchid fertilizer, and they seem to be doing well. That's my second one. So this has sort of purpley white blooms, this has sort of purpley lilac-y blooms, and this one is the bigger one. You can see some new growth. It's a bit dusty, and that's more of an orangey bloom. So yeah, we got multicolored orchids in the bedroom. Our next one is this baby over here. This is my Monstera Addisonii with the fenestrations, with the holes, and this has been growing beautifully actually. So this entire plant I grew from a cutting because I've got a larger version at my workplace, so I've taken cutting from there. This has been growing for about 1.5 years now. There's some new growth coming up as well. This one likes being watered every week, so this gets a regular watering. Now obviously I've got some sticks in there to make it grow upwards because this is naturally inclined to grow and sort of as a hanging plant actually. So the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some cuttings from this one and turn it into a hanging plant. The only problem is I don't have anywhere to hang it from in my bedroom, so I'm going to have to improvise soon. Speaking of hanging plants, got these pots. Managed to get 10 of these for about 15 quid, so bargain, and these are really solid. So the plan is I'm going to take these to work because I've got 5 hanging plants right now which are sort of overgrown their pots. They're going to go into these, so they got a bit more room to grow, and their older pots are going to get used for new cutting. So yeah, that's the one. Got the others over here. So yeah, this was a decent bargain. I will put the link to the shop somewhere down there so you can go and buy yourself some pots as well. So all right, let's take a break from the plants and have some more coffee. That is a good blend. That's a light blend from Guatemala. Only got a small pack there, but I think that I'm going to get through this really quickly. Okay, coffee in my mouth. Now let me open the window. It's getting a bit warmer in here. A bit more fresh air. Next one, I've got another aloe, which is again, don't know the name, got it from IKEA before the IKEA shut down, and I've had it for about 1.5 years, and it's been growing beautifully, very slowly but beautifully. So love it, love the texture. Pot works. I usually have a little string. This is because I can pull the pots out of because these pots don't really fit within the thing. So I get the pots from B&Q, I trim them, I put a little hole with the string, which means I can easily pull it out when I need to water them. So that's that. And the next one is, so this, I think it's the philodendron, not too sure. Someone gave me a cutting when I visited one of my friends. Their mum gave me a cutting in a little glass jar. Got it home. It's literally grown a little bit in the last 3 years. So it's a very slow growing plant. But again, I could put it in a larger pot and grow it with fertilizer, but I like to keep this quite small in my room. So that's that. Cute little plant. It's a solid green color. So compared to the photos I would normally grow, it doesn't have that much variegation, but it is what it is. So this is going back on the window. So I'm putting all these back. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on my windowsill. Now, as you can see in the background, there's a few more plants by my computer desk. So I'm going to quickly talk about them. I think I'm going to go from big to small really. So let's go grab that big corn plant from there. Ooh. Now, this has to be one of my favourite plants. Oh, it's getting in the beard. This is a corn plant. This has literally been growing in my bedroom for the last 4 years. It started off as a little tiny plant, but it's eventually got to this height right now. So yeah, that's that. I water it every 2 weeks. So far there's like a one or two few leaves because those leaves have been on this plant for about 2 years. So yeah, it's doing well. Just need to maintain it every couple of weeks, clean the leaves with a microfiber cloth, and that's all you need to do really. So yeah, that's that, pretty straightforward. Alright, one of my favourite plants from my collection, my second ZZ plant. Now this originally was a sort of division because you have the rhizomes on ZZ plants, so these were divided from a larger plant. This is a smaller one, and the larger one is in my living room, which is doing really well. So this is there, and you can see some new growth coming into it. This sort of sits behind the computer monitor. I have 2 artificial lights in my room. That's more for mood lighting, but they seem to be helping it grow quite well. So yeah, you got your ZZ. My snake plant. Now this is the Sansevieria Moonshine, I believe. Again, proper solid plant, requires literally low maintenance, or no maintenance should I say. Water it every couple of weeks. So we're still in sort of winter spring, so I've been watering this every month, but as we go into summer this will need watering once every 2 weeks. Again, every now and then clean the leaves, leave it be, and it will just get on with it really. This is my third snake plant. I've got a really tall one. When I say tall, it's tall like to here from the ground. That's got the darker variegated leaves. And I've got a smaller one with slightly yellowish sort of snake skin leaves. And this is the Moonshine because it's got a nice grey silveriness, satinness to it actually. But yeah, this is this. I think I got this from Patch Plants about a year ago for about £8. So yeah, that's that. Good plant. I got these. These are also a variety of snake plant species. Not too sure what's it called, but I call them eye poppers. So eye poppers because if you could literally pop your eyes out with this, hence why I wear my glasses sometimes when I do these videos. So yeah, eye poppers. I wanted to keep this video 15 minutes, but I think it's getting a bit longer, so I'm going to go through the other plants very, very, very quickly. So eye poppers. Smallest plant in my collection, another aloe, cute pot. It came with a pot actually, so I am, oh, there's a dead leaf there. Let's pull that out. That can go there. There. Two of my cactuses. Now these were from Marks & Spencer's. Surprisingly enough, they have really lovely cactuses and they cost me £4 each. What a bargain. Obviously they were a lot smaller when I got them, but they've grown a little bit since then. These are beautiful. They just sit on my table, they look good, puts me in a good mood when I come home from work sometimes. So yeah, that's that. Another round cactus, another little aloe. Yeah, I think this is called ox tongue or bull's tongue. Reminds me of a tongue. Yeah, I'm not an expert. I like plants. I know how to take care of some of them, so that's that. And I believe this is the final plant I'm going to showcase in this video. This is my fairly larger cactus. I have 2 of these in exact same pots. One's in my bedroom, one's in the living room, and it's quite prickly. So yeah, that is a quick, brief showcase of the plants in my bedroom, I guess, and me talking about coffee. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and water these now, and then I'm going to go to the living room and water the rest of them. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, have a lovely weekend, enjoy your coffee, and look after your plants. Ciao.